I did not see myself being on this side of the fence when it came to Quantumania. I have loved every single Marvel project from the Incredible Hulk, from Iron Man 1, whichever one chronologically comes first. I have loved every single project, even She-Hulk, even Falcon and the Winter Soldier, even Iron Man 2, even Black Widow. I have enjoyed the experience of at cinema. And that's not to say that I didn't enjoy Quantumania. This is spoiler free, by the way. I'm probably going to do a proper sit down in my sort of officey space and talk about it with spoilers in a couple of days. But this is just an initial impressions video, and I don't know how I feel about the damn movie. It has some good set pieces. It's got good action sequences. It's like if Endgame was on a lower budget, miniaturized, and rather than all of the big name Marvel characters, you have some crazy aliens from Star Wars kind of copy and pasted into the MCU, and those guys are going to be your standouts and your side characters. And don't get me wrong, it was fun. Like, some of the action sequences were cool. The comedy was hit and miss. It wasn't amazing. It wasn't like Ragnarok. It wasn't that level of comedy. But then they didn't overdo it like in Love and Thunder. So it's like they had a good balance with the comedy. I feel I've seen a lot of people say that they've overdone it. I don't feel like they did. There's also a lot of people complaining that it feels too much like Rick and Morty. I understand it, but not to the point where it like takes over the whole show. It just, there are references and things in there, sure, but it's fine. It's not overwhelming. What really drives the movie down to me is a couple of things. I don't know what the movie lives to serve. Every single MCU project for the last couple of movies and TV shows, but I'd say probably like the last 5 to 10 since Shang-Chi, if not earlier. I'd say no, even since No Way Home or Hawkeye. It's all been about teasing the future. And it's so hard to sit down and focus on the experience that you're having when you're constantly focusing on the next episode, the next chapter. And it's not even hints anymore like it was in Iron Man 1 or 2. Nick Fury shows up at the end of the movie. Oh yeah, we're thinking of forming the Avengers. No, it's like the whole movie is in your face. This is going to happen in the future. Here's your little experience for now. But it's all for this. And it's very hard as well to appreciate this movie as a singular movie because nothing changes. Without going into spoilers, if this movie had never happened, there would be virtually no changes to the lives of Scott Lang, Ant-Man, Cassie. No one, not a single character that we know would really be implicated had they not have gone into the quantum realm today. And I don't know how I feel about that. This is the first MCU project that feels completely void of substance and just filled with action scenes and things that don't really matter. It's more of an introduction to Cassie, more of an introduction to Kang, although he was barely in the bloody movie. He had some cool dialogue sequences, which are cool. Jonathan Majors as a whole is a fantastic actor, but he doesn't have a big enough role in this movie. It's not his movie, it's an introduction, I understand that, but at the same time, it's like, if you're going to tease the future of Kang and what Kang is going to do to the MCU, give him the fucking spotlight. Like, let him shine. Let him demonstrate how much of a badass he is. And I don't feel like he got that. He had one scene in which he was demonstrating some of his powers and some of his tech. He had a bunch of dialogue throughout the movie, which was good, but you didn't learn anything new really from the dialogue. And the scene with his powers, it didn't matter towards the end of the movie. It's like, okay, so we know Kang can, like, he has some abilities and stuff. Cool. That's all you learn in like 2 hours of MCU movie madness. And I just feel like I just wish that there was more of a story here that this did more than just set up Kang Dynasty. I don't know. I feel like I'm just shitting on the whole movie. I'm not like I enjoyed the experience. I enjoyed sitting down watching a Marvel movie, and I got what I paid for. I got a Marvel movie. But in terms of like, would I rather watch this or Black Panther? 100% Black Panther. Would I rather sit down and watch this or the first Ant-Man movie? I would probably want to watch the first because it leads somewhere. You learn more about the characters besides, like, I don't know. It didn't sit right with me. So if I were to give it a rating, it would be like a 5.5 to a 6 at most. And that sucks because I think I even gave, that's the kind of score I gave She-Hulk. But even that, even that led somewhere. It taught you more about the characters. It had meaning. This doesn't. It's just like generic action movies, like 50s, no, not 50s, like 80s, 90s action movies, Rocky and all that kind of stuff, or Sylvester Stallone's kind of Die Hard. It's like that. You put it on, it's mindless action, and then 2 hours later you wake up and you're like, oh, that happened. I didn't think that was what the MCU was doing, but apparently it is. Anyway, I'm going to wrap up the video. I've been rambling for like 6.5 minutes. In a couple of days, I'll do a spoiler breakdown, sit down and talk about everything. If you want me to do a spoiler-free version of that, like actually sit down and tell you what the problem is, sure, I'm happy to do it. As it stands right now, it's a fun time, but this is one of the very few movies that I would not want to watch again from the MCU, just because it's pointless. Like there's nothing. There's no reason to watch it, man. It will not change your experience of the MCU unless you're desperate for some sexy Jonathan Majors action. And he doesn't even have a topless scene. So, take that as you will. All right, I'm going to wrap it up. I love your faces. You're amazing and beautiful. I've got you guys in the next one. Make sure you subscribe if you want to see my spoiler talk. And we'll talk about those post-credit scenes. They were probably more exciting than the entire movie. Okay, catch you in the next one. Peace.